Hey, hello, hello. This is Mike Gingrich once again. Good to be with you on another Alive with Mike. And this week, we're going to talk about how to grow the organic traffic to your website. Now, just a couple, break that down a little bit. Organic traffic means natural traffic, traffic that you don't pay for. So in this time, we're not talking about, paid ads or paid Google ads that will drive traffic there. We're just talking about the natural, the organic. And, I mean, the math makes sense, right? If the more traffic you can get to your website, the right type of traffic, the more that then you have the potential to get more leads. Of those leads, obviously, then you can close more. So the more, it's just that's a funnel kind of process. So you get more traffic there, the right type of traffic. You can get more of them to know about your product, like your product, trust your product, want to contact you. That's a lead. And the more leads you have, hopefully the more your sales team will be able to close. But the key then in 2020, 2021, moving forward, always it's about getting more traffic to your website. So, how do you do that? We're going to talk about a process of that today. And so, the first step in that is to kind of say, okay, what do we want to do with this traffic, and where are we at, and how are we going to, measure success? So you need to get a baseline. What is your traffic generally, for the past year? And then what does that average per month? So you kind of get an average number of what your website traffic is. I kind of often break that down by week and kind of look at a weekly average. And it's because there's going to be some weeks that have fluctuations, that type of thing. Thanksgiving week, typically, less traffic unless you're into that Black Friday, retail market. And so, you're going to have to buffer those things out. But if you average those pieces out, Google Analytics makes that easy for you. You can see those types of things. So, you want to start out with a baseline, and then you want to say, what are our goals? So do we want to try to, increase it by, X percent? Is it, in the next, and then have a time frame on that. So, and don't be, totally unrealistic. Don't say we want to, double in the next 6 months, so that might be unrealistic, but too aggressive. But based on what your resources are going to apply to that. But maybe you can say, hey, we want to increase in our average by 10%, 15% in the next quarter, the next half year. And for the year, we want to increase our website traffic by 25%, those types of pieces. So take a look at your strategies. So that's traffic. And then, maybe even a part of that is then leads out of that. So, maybe your leads, whatever you're averaging, let's just say that you're averaging 10 a week off your website now. And, you want to get that up to, so that you're averaging 20 within the next year. So that can be a goal. All right. So now we've identified some goals in step one. Then, the next piece is we need to know who that target audience is that we want to target. So you make sure you're doing some demographic kind of research here. So there's two ways to go about that. Number one is analyzing your existing clients. So basically what types of clients are doing business with you and that like to do business with you. So what demographics fit them, what region, what size, if it's B2C, then you have to kind of go into demographics. Is it male, is it female, what's the age? If it's B2B, then you are looking at business size, business location, business industry, what's wanting to do business with you, and where do you want to grow, and where are you seeing growth opportunities. So take a look at that. So that's one way is to look at your existing client base. Number two, identify, is there a variation of that is a target client that you want? So to develop that persona from that. And the third way to take a look at that is to take a look at your website traffic now. So you can say who you are attracting. That can help you define, but does that fit who's buying from you? But take a look at website demographics. Google Analytics gives you a bunch of that now. And you want to come up with ultimately that target audience and that's going to generate the the most business for you. We want to develop content for them to increase website traffic. It's relevant traffic. It's not just generic traffic kind of thing. So the next stage in that is maybe you want to take a look at what is happening in your industry. So take a look at some competitors. You probably know who some of those competitors are, and then you can take a look at using some site tools. The Ahrefs is a website that will allow you to put in any URL and give you some information on that URL, so that you can do some competitor research that way. There are a lot of more tools out there, but you can do some competitive research, even take a look at maybe the competitors' social media. What kind of things are they sharing? Go to their blog. What kind of posts are they writing and having out there? So you want to analyze that both for kind of an assessment of the competition, but also to draw some ideas from that you can adapt, you can sharpen, and then also take a look outside of your industry. What are others doing well that you can learn from in nearby industries? So we have manufacturing clients, and they can learn from each other in the different industries. So a boat manufacturer can learn from a grain bin manufacturer. They can see some various things, or a tractor manufacturer. You can see what they're doing. You can adapt. Would this work for our industry? How would we do that? Okay, so now we've kind of gotten we know what our goals are. We know who we want to get to the site, and we know what some of our competitors doing. Now it's time to kind of break that down into some content. So based on that content, we saw in that competitor research what they're writing about, what our target audience wants to hear about, what are some topics that we want to write about. So you can just generate the topic, and then there are tools on site that can help you generate. If you just Google this, generate blog title ideas, and that will give you suggestions based on your term to develop the titles for those. And that's key in this. You want to have the next step then, as you begin writing, is you want to have, one of the most important things is to write captivating titles, because the title's often going to be, if it's just going to a blog page, that's the title's the first thing they see, and it's usually bigger. Okay. If it is shared in social media, often the social media tools pull in the title, and so that title needs to captivate, needs to speak, needs to capture attention, and then you need to write the copy. And the copy, where I'm saying you need to have a minimum of 600 words generally, and you need to be increasing your copy so that you're getting minimum of one post out a week for a month. Ideally 1 to 2, so potentially 8 posts a month out there on topics that are of interest to your target audience, and that they are optimized to rank well in search. So how you do that? Number one, you understand the keyword phrase that you want to title, that you want to target. That should be included in the title. That should be included in the first paragraph of the copy. That should be included a few times throughout the copy. So they usually say in a 600-word post, it's going to be mentioned 3 or 4 times in the article, and then you want to have optimize the images that you use there. So the alt description. I even optimize the image title, because people are doing image searches now, and so the title should be, the image should be the title of your blog post, and then you want to maximize your meta description. Your meta description should include the keyword phrase, but also that is a place for a somewhat of a call to action, because the meta description is what appears in the Google search engine. So if somebody searches for, how do I do X, or where can I get X, and your site comes up for that, then they're going to see the title, and they're going to see a sentence, and that sentence is the meta description that you are adding. And so how do you compete with others in the search results there? You with the captivating title, and then with the call to action in your meta description that says, learn the 5 ways to X. Check out the blog post now. And that can be part of your meta description in that piece. So you want to optimize all of those elements of your blog post. Then you want to get some link juice flowing, and the way you do that is to link internally from your posts to other post resources that you have written on your blog, on your site. Okay, so you might be able to link to this product. You might be able to link to this post that talks further about some other topics. You want to do a few internal links within that. And sometimes it's good to have what we call authority links. So high traffic authority sites, so example is Forbes business site is an authority site that, if there's a reference article there, some people don't like to link out, but it's actually important to have some link out to show. Google doesn't want things that just kind of dead end. They want the web to be interactive and flowing. They like to see authority links. Finally, link building. If you can get other reputable sites to link to your content. So this often talks about, content outreach. You need to, to develop some partnerships with industries, near relational industries, so that they might want to, in one of their articles, link to your article. And if their site is an authority site, talking domain authority, then that's a great boost for you. So it's not just any website that's out there, but it is websites that already have great traffic, great strength. And if they can reference your article and link to it, that is tremendously powerful for your site to help you boost in rankings there. So that's some of the components. I think that as you take a look at 2021 to get more website traffic, start with those components there. Take a look at your briefly again in review. Take a look at your strategies and goals. Break down some things. How do we want to increase traffic? And then who is that target audience? What do they look like? How do we speak to them? How do we reach them with the content that we're going to write? Take a look at your competitors, see what they're doing well, what gaps there are, anything that you can pull from on keyword phrases, titles that you might be able to adapt, learn from, near-term industries, anything that other industries are doing that you can adapt to your content, ideas that way. Develop some of those keyword phrases. From the phrases, develop titles. The titles must be captivating. And then you want to write some great content, at least 600 words, doing that at least once a week, if not twice a week for those titles. Optimizing the title, the images, the meta description having a call to action within it as well. Internal links within that post, doing blogger outreach, trying to get some other industry sites that are reputable to link to your content will help yours. And then, of course, finally ending up, sharing that on social media, sharing that via email to your list, so that you're maximizing that content, getting out there in multiple ways and getting in front of people. That's how you develop a strategy for developing more traffic to your website. So I want to encourage you to take a look at that as you kind of wind down 2020 and take a look at your goals for 2021. All right, this is Mike with another Live with Mike. Hopefully that's helpful, giving you some ideas on strengthening that copy on your website. Till next time, take care.